Good evening. Good evening. Um, Good evening. Good evening. Oh, what a week we had, eh? Um, Good evening. Good evening. Hopefully the sound is on and you can see my screen as well. Oh, what a week. Hi, Greg. I see you. Okay, we're just waiting for the other members to join. Some people are saying the link is not working. Mhm. That's weird because you clicked on the link and it's working. Hi, Peter. Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Or send me a thumbs up if the sound is good. I'm very soft. Okay. Maybe you should maybe you should increase your volume on your device. If I sound soft, it is your phone. It must be your phone because okay, loud and clear. It's clear. Yes, perfect. So apologies. Am I late? 2 minutes late. I rushed here back home just to start the live. I had a busy day, a really busy day. And this is currently where the market is at. I had a lesson earlier today, a mentorship lesson, and as you can see, this trade is actually playing out. Um, okay, I see more people joined. Like the live also. And Annalene, will you let me know whether you can hear now or are you online now? I don't see you here. Let me know, please. All right. So we are about to start. We are about to start now. Welcome, traders. What a week, eh? What a week. So tonight's agenda is um, I'll be going through last week's trades because we're gonna have the live webinar every second week, not every Friday. So the idea is then for me on a Friday to recap on the trades and what was the reasoning behind why we took the trades, explaining, looking at the losses we made. Why did we enter too early? Did I enter too late? Was the zone drawn correctly? Now I'm not gonna go over the same topics I covered. Let me just close my window, sorry, because I can hear there's a like kids playing outside in the sound. Okay, that's much better. So last week I actually explained the whole full process of the process we follow to get into a trade, the full analysis, how we approach the charts. Tonight I'm just gonna recap on all the trades we took from last week, Monday to this week. Um, okay, it's fine. Okay, it's fine, Annalene. I we will chat about that again, and then also there was a few risk management questions from different members. People don't know when to enter exactly. So for those, I'm also gonna try and cover that tonight a little bit. That has to happen all in 1 hour because we only have like 1 hour. I don't want to go more than 1 hour and 15 minutes. This live will be here for all the members in the group. So if you have the link, you will be able to enter to like not enter like watch it on your own time again. Right, so let's go to the charts now and chat about um, the current status on gold. All right, so look, let me just delete all of this was for my lesson earlier, where I actually explained to someone the basics of this whole. But then this morning, when I looked at the market for the purposes of teaching, you'll see this was this morning. Price actually dropped immensely from this area here. You can see that tap in there and it's dropping, and I'm thinking it's coming to 4.5, as you can see. Now if you've done my mentorship, you'll understand why I have 4.5 and 4.9 and 5.2 and 5.5. Those numbers are not random numbers. It is actually key levels, and it's based on structures, based on identifying psychological levels in the market, right? Now that's the way we look at opportunities. So I'm gonna go back to the 10th, or sorry, the 9th of March, which was last week Monday. We're gonna do backtesting for last week and this week, and then I'll also share my profits, my profit and loss statement um, for February and first week of March. So Okay, hi, good evening, Karen. I didn't cover anything yet. I'm just about to get in. So, welcome everyone. Right, so like I said, we're going to start with the ninth, which was last week, Monday. Now, guys and ladies, um, if you have a question, I'm going to address it afterwards. I first want to go through the back testing. If you have a question and it's burning question, pop a WhatsApp or pop a message here in this chat. If you can't, you don't know how to pop a message in the chat on online, just pop me a WhatsApp. I will respond. All right. So guys, we saw last week we've seen this kind of price action, and I think I mentioned it in the group a bit. So when we come to the market, basically, I always tell my members or the people who have done the course, like, don't look at your chart when it looks like this. You always want to zoom out so you can see the proper structure, right? Now on Monday when we came to the market, we basically was looking for sales because of we saw the previous week the price was broke Friday. This is what price did, moved all the way up, right? And then price moved up, dropped lower, and then it started to do this. So it was sitting years from Friday, Tuesday, fourth, Wednesday, Thursdays, Friday the 6th. So this is what where price was sitting and trying to trade this market. You see, because it from this angle on the 4 hour does look like a strong break in structure, right? Even this 5200 is a great key level based on past price action. And price broke, as you can see, this candle here, price broke below and it even closed bearish. But then we only got this drop and then it pushed back. So the ninth, from the ninth, I have to go back. You can see price looks strongly bearish. Sorry. So this candle here, this was on the Sunday evening. This is not on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. So what do we see here? So normally we wait for break in structure, right? And this low here was broken. As you can see, if we zoom in, this candle gave us a candle break, but that was still early in the morning. That was not our time. We come around 7, quarter to 7, 7 a.m. This is a candle here, right here at the bottom. You can see the time. So if I hover over this, what happened here? Price came and tapped into that supply, which is a great supply area, and the expectation was that price will drop more, right, from that area. But now, because the more you, like, the reason why, how I know and sometimes look for confirmations is I always go back to the 4 hour, even though we wait, like on the, let's just check here, this is the 1 hour. I'm changing to the 1 hour, right? If I zoom in, thus I see this candle based on a 1 hour, right? And then we see it coming back into tap on the 1 hour. But now this is my time. So sorry, this is now irrelevant, but here is where we are at the market currently. 7 a.m. We're looking for a trade setup. Now going to the 4 hour just to check the overall structure. No ways, what's happening here? Why did that thing just do that now? I think this one. Okay, I must go back now again. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. It just okay. So on the 1 hour, right, we see this candle break. And also, what do we notice? And I thought, okay, now is probably the time that price want to break out of this consolidation, right? Because we can all agree that if there's a strong support here based on this, and this. But so every time price came to this support, it pushed up, right? Came down to the support and then it pushed up. And then it came down and went push up. But at this stage, It has not gone up again. It gave us this bearish candle. So obviously it looked like price wants to go to a drop now. It's ready to drop. But the time when we came to the market, then price was here. Sorry. So it's going so fast. Let me just delete this now so you can see it clearly. So don't forget, this is the 7 a.m. candle. But that is the 1 hour candle. So now looking for a trade, seeing this rejection on the 15 minute, tapping into that supply here, right here. This is your supply. Tapping like that into your supply. Um, that was still, remember, I think we still made money on this trade. But I want to show you how thinking, let me see, how this candle looks so strongly bullish on the 1 hour, and you would think it might come to 5022. So let's see if we go to the 15 minute. Um, what happened actually there? This is where the stop loss got in. You get me? But what happened? Price actually went to retest this high right there. Even though on the 1 hour it looked like price was ready to drop. If we look at this bearish candle, right, on a 1 hour, can you see how we got it wrong? Because yes, this is a supply here. However, if you check on the 15 minute, I did say now, okay, this when this candle tapped, when that candle tapped into our supply, you can clearly see that price wants to drop, right? But why would it then go back again if it's already given us an indication that it wants it? So this is what gold was doing for like this that whole week basically, dropping and then go and retest again to at the supply zone. Now you need to change your strategy in terms of your trade management. You don't change your entry strategy. You still enter based off a rejection at the zone. You still enter after the break. But your trade management, what do I mean by that is, guys and ladies, if we see that, if I give an entry around here, price is breaking, I say as soon as price break this body, let me zoom in for you, this body of this candle, and say I'm just making an example, my stop loss is there and price is dropping like this, right? It's dropping till here and you're up maybe 170 pips, like it's there now. You either take some profit or you bring, as soon as you start seeing this candle also giving you a week and another week and breaking this previous candle, coming back, bring that stop loss at least to break even, where you break even, meaning change the stop loss, make it as the same as your entry, where whatever your entry price is, make that your stop loss area. Because why? This means that you're protecting your capital. Even if price comes back now, like it did here, you get out. So then what? Because what happened then? Price just the trade is still valid. However, this retest came down and then it retest again in the zone. This supply zone is a powerful zone, and as long as the market's respecting the supply zone, you can still make money on the sell. But now your trade management needs to adapt. So unfortunately, you will have to be quick. It's not what I've realized like last week. It's not like, because I know how to manage my trade. I, I thought like everyone is gonna, obviously I can't expect everyone to manage their trades like I do. However, if you understand then structure, so if you are confident with the zone, every picture I send you of the chart, there is a zone in there. So your job is to look at the zone. I know some people are busy that time. They might just take the trade based on my signal. So for those people, I want you to, if I give a TP1, put in a TP1 and leave the trade that it hit your TP1. If it hits the TP1 and you want to leave a runner, move as soon as it hit the TP1, move your stop loss that I gave closer to your entry. In that way, it's all about protecting your capital on days when the market is spiking crazy. Now I'll show you my results. I took that week of the 9th, I took a 12,000 Rand loss for the week. And I'll show you now. But that was my week when I decided I'm gonna go now with higher lots. So unfortunately, that week when I decided I'm gonna go with higher lots is the week when the market conditions was crazy. So those things do happen. The week before I had a 10,800 week in profit. So it's these things can happen. Like this week we had a break even week basically because we made up for our losses, right? But it's all about trade management also. I want to bring your focus back. It's not just about the setup. So let's look at, I want to, this is still the Monday, right? So you see this is now on the 1 hour, and this is my let me just put here supply zone, right? Hopefully you can see it nice and bold. Why? Okay. So that is the supply zone on the 1 hour. But on the 15 minute, we got in around, I think we got in around here, and that's when we were stopped out. Yeah, that's right. It's right here. So we were stopped out. Gold was really playing with us in the sense, yeah, it was consolidating and then it broke through. So it looked like the setup is invalid. However, when we go to the 1 hour, we see that price is actually just tapping into a supply on the 1 hour. So, and on the 1 hour, we see these wicks rejecting on that supply zone. So on the 15 minute, this is what we saw. We entered based off the 15 minute. And that was my mistake also. However, to prevent us from losing money, our stop loss is above there. As soon as you got out of that trade, and you see price starting like here, broke this structure here, and then it moved up. Look, we will look for a different. Some days this direction just don't go in our. It doesn't go in our direction, but like days like this, when price still tap into a supply zone, this could be your entry right away. You wait then for what I would do is, so say for instance, it's like this, and I start seeing a rejection at the zone. Then my next entry will be based off. You see these two green candles. If price give me a red candle and it breaks the bodies of this candle, the body right there, as soon as it breaks the body of that candle, I would get in again. And you can write the trend down to maybe to the next high. Look at this, it's 252 pips. If you got in there, from there to there, it was still tapping so beautifully. As soon as that candle broke, that could have been a nice setup as well. Now you would think, okay, maybe your TP was here. Check what price did. So it for the third time it went to tap into the zone. But as we can see overall, price is just moving in between 5130 and 5, say 580. 5130, 580, 5130, 580. So let's look at then the Wednesday, the Tuesday. You see how I just want to show you on a higher time frame how difficult it is to trade a consolidation market. So on a Tuesday, this is overall on a 4 hour. Check here. Such messy price action, right? Okay, I'm too far now. I think this is a day when we had a mess of loss here. Um, so yeah, we got a strong bullish candle, right? You see this blue, a green candle breaking this high. So my thinking was that yeah, I thought okay, because we also see price from the support here. If price break above, it's probably want to continue going up, right? And let's see what happened. Just want to show you the fake outs we had. So this is a break on a 1 hour, right? And now you go to your 15 minute and you say, okay, based on this candle, it's actually not too far. And this is where I think this is the candle that came all the way down. You see here? It was so exactly. I want to show you on the 1 hour. Price came first down and retest again at 5152 before it actually, and it did not move until I think it was 7. Okay, if we look at this one at 7, I think this was the one because this was the 7 a.m. candle. Yeah, we were stopped out here again, and I want to show you now. So what do we see here? Price is breaking this high, looking good, looking strong bullies, and then it's coming back. You see, so it's coming back to retest, breaking out, coming back to retest. Even multiple times we get rejections. So that was really manipulating 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is normally our entry signal when we start seeing price reject at our zone. So it did reject, and then suddenly we got that candle. Remember that we lost. I think we entered twice on that day, on the Tuesday, and that is where the loss happened. So you might think, okay, but maybe we entered on the wrong side. But if we check on the 1 hour, right, this was a strong bullish closing candle here. What do we see here? Look at this. We definitely see a bullish and then a small pullback, and then we see that bullish candle, a pullback, and then we this candle even closed above this previous high right here, this green candle. So you would think that price would at least reach 5188, and then go and retest at 5200. But all that we got from that price was came back. This is really to stop us out. Look at this. Liquidity, grabbing all the liquidity here at the bottom. Why would it do after this break retest? Why this candle just didn't make sense to me. And the fact that it moved up again, obviously you could have, yes, you could have said, okay, Marilyn, but then it went to come in retest this low here. However, where's the break based on this candle? Based on this candle then. Can you see it? So I actually see it now. So this candle broke out. Price came pull back to where it broke out, because it broke out right from here. The start of the breakout was here, and then this candle move up and then the pull back. So this would have been a better entry then, right here. So yeah, we entered too high because we came to the market at 7 and waited for that candle. But I thought because of this 1 hour, it broke this 1 hour, it's going to continue. And also on the 4 hour, this was a week. As you can see, yeah, this was a week. So this week was going up and down for 4 hours. And as you can see, even on the 30 minute, we had some great bullish candles, but nevertheless, we were stopped out on that candles as well. So price came shot all the way down, and then just coming to just touch in here, reject off to continue all the way up. Let's see how far it went. So yeah, that was supposed to be our That was supposed to be the trade. But in this case, price first came down. Now, if you are able to identify these zones based on a break, right? It was a bit extremely difficult to trade the loss this type of consolidation, as you can see, because overall we're sitting in the sideways price action. So we basically just trading it from this high to that high. But getting the entries right can be tricky as well. However, this is just part of the learning curve as well. Look at this also. This is when you start seeing price moving up like that, and then we get a strong rejection candle like this one. That is strong indication that price wants to push up. But check here. Price then gave us a strong bearish candle after that. And what happened? A candle that closed in the zone. There we still thought, okay, because it's coming, maybe it's retesting here. And then it went all the way down. So yeah, I mean, we entered too high, unfortunately, and that was Tuesday. I can tell you, I lost probably 9,000 there on that day. Let me just check. Because even that trade gets me by surprise. All right. So Wednesday, let's go to the Wednesday then and see what happened there. So Wednesday, as you can see, still sideways. Let me go to the 1 hour and show you. Um, Now on Wednesday, price actually broke out higher than 5,200, right? And then price, let's see here. Poof. Um, this was 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Okay. Okay. Let me just give you an overview of where we are at. If I go to the 4 hour, you see those guys. It's extreme. If I look at this price action, it looks so choppy. Because of, yes, these two, if you check here, is testing each other, right? But this was a consolidation for a long time, from year to year, right? So bring it all across. Now you can't say it really broke out. So it's not really, this candle broke out of this box. However, it's a retesting a previous high there. So is it really breaking out, or is there still, for me, it looks like it wants to drop more. It just came to retest here and now it's going to drop. So the 7th, obviously the 4 hour candle gives us a stronger confirmation. So I thought, okay, maybe this candle, I think this was also a losing day. It was a break even day for us because we closed so quick this trade. Yeah, I think it was on this candle where we got in. um yeah, again, guys, I think on this candle here, remember I still had this and I said as soon as price break out here, we're gonna enter. And then we entered as soon as price break out. I think the stop loss was closer to 5205, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have my notes here now, but this is what happened. We were definitely again stopped out again there on that candle. And can you see what, it just don't make sense? Like, yes, it moved up, but then it broke out again, and then it gave us a nice retest, which was really annoying. Broke out, retest, and we have our, look, what is that? The week in the zone. So your stop loss could have been just above that zone. Get in here. Now that's why I'm saying sometimes you're not gonna get it 100% right all the time. For me, I must say, for a while we got the entries spot on, but this price action for the past 2 weeks, my entries was a bit like first price went to go and reach for the stop loss, and then it's going into our direction. Now that's not ideal. What we want to enter as soon as the pullback already happened. That's why we have to wait for the pullback. Now this coming week I will go into depth with the back testing. Sunday I will back this like in depth, just to get the refine the entries again, to see what I can do um, to eliminate that, the fact that we enter before the pullback happen. Because now we already know, if gold gives us a break like this looks like a strong. And what do we see here? The reason why this also is not a good place to enter is because this candle, yes, at some point it was below the zone, but it did not close there. Just check. It goes so quick, so I want to show it. You see there. So it was way below the zone. Yes. But look where it closed. So that's why waiting for that candle close on a 15-minute, not on a, it's not an hour candle that we have to wait for, a 15-minute candle. Even that can make a slight difference in your entry. So entry work is based off what you first, you know what you look for. You need to look for a solid break of structure, meaning a break in a low, which means the candle broke out lower than the previous lower high or a lower low, and it actually closed with a solid candle. That is a valid break. But if we like here now we see price pull back like that, and then it suddenly dropped. So a nice re-entry would have been after this red candle, if price comes back and test the zone, which it did, right? It did test the zone and it gave you a week. So that is an opportunity to re-enter. I think we entered here. What was this date? The Wednesday. I'm sorry, I just need to answer this thing. The Wednesday, okay. Let's see. So if we all the way down and check there. So this also didn't make sense to me, because I want to check on the 1 hour quickly. And you see, this is messy price action, as you can see. It's a really messy price action. This, look at all these wicks on the 1 hour. Look at all the wicks though. Okay. So this was on the 11th, the Wednesday. But look at the drop after those weeks, man. Now I want to bring your attention to um let me just bring this up. So now we're seeing price basically moving all the way to this previous low here. Yeah, right? And why is that important to note? Because what did I say when we were here on the 4 hour? Even though price broke out of this consolidation, guys, you have to study the full picture to get to see, like, it retested this previous high there and then it started dropping. So like I said, gold was this past 2 weeks. It was basically on the overall higher time frame. It was sitting in a consolidation. So trying to trade a consolidation, you cannot forget that the market is in a consolidation. So the setups that we take, what one other mistake I made is because I know we get at least 150 pips per trade to sometimes it runs to 200 for TP1 and more, 300 pips to TP2. So you would expect that every setup will give you that amount of pips. But what I realized is my expectation was too high because this market conditions change and I have to adapt. Yes, we still make money. However, the the market is spiking more than what it used to. So I had a conversation with a few of you, some of the members personally, and we spoke about the lot sizes. So we have to reduce our lot sizes when you cannot have a fixed lot size for every single trade setup because some days will be worse than other days, and then like yesterday there will be great days, and even if you used a 0.02 lot on yesterday and you let it run, you could have made up for all the losses for the week. So there's going to be those type of days as well, and the aim is for us to capitalize on those days. So I'm looking forward to this next new week. I'm ready with my capital, I'm ready with my mindset, because I believe that this post consolidation 2 weeks, it was extremely difficult to trade, guys. Even the best traders, there's one or two very professional traders which I follow. They had crappy weeks. People who making $50,000 in a month, they had $8,000 days losses, 9,000 they lost. Those are people who's trading bigger capital and who I follow. That I really believe they are real. So for me, I'm not comparing myself. There's gonna be a lot of like on social media people, but we get those weeks. It's gonna come like how the market is now, and also there's a big war going on. So just keep that in mind as well. But this coming week, it's gonna become better. There's gonna be more volatility, more momentum. So we want volatility, like here. If you see, we want the volatility, but we don't want this type of volatility, man. If it makes these type of weeks, it's not giving. It's hard for us to read the structure, because remember, we're looking at market structure. We need price to make a pattern. We need to read the pattern in order to understand: can I enter? Is this a good place for me to enter? And how far can I hold this trade? So yes, we want volatility. This is volatility where price is going up and down, but we also want clear structure to happen. This where price is going all the way down, down, down. Look at all these red candles. It's just not. It's giving. It's not giving. It's this is a nice structure here, where I can clearly see from here price move up, little bit pull back up, little bit pull back up. There is good structure, right? Because it's giving us higher highs and higher lows, so we can clearly read it. But now, when the market is going sideways for too long, it's really difficult to then navigate yourself. So even on that Thursday, the Thursday was a mediocre day. Like, let's go there quickly. So what I saw here on Thursday, when it was the Thursday, sorry, 7. Now we have that trend line there, right? We can see price is still going down. And then, however, we get this close on this was also a weird day. The way price broke out look like it's going to now reverse and going back, and that we are done with the overall downtrend. But it was this 1 to 1 hour candles went to a retest there. Let's see. I'm not sure really what happened there. So whatever. Now can you see why would price break out of this trend line, which is also an indication of a break in structure? You would expect it to come back and retest and then continue going up, because it's actually showing signs of a reversal, right? And then it continued all the way up. It just went to retest the previous high and continued going down all the way down, guys. to reach 5065. So it didn't really make sense to me because check on the 4 hour also. Any person who's trading market structure would have thought because of this pattern, if you understand your candlestick patterns, this is a strong indication for that price wants to go up, right? And then the market just like that just move all a little bit, and then it created a evening star pattern. And this is now on the 4 hour. So and then it continued going down. So the strategy should have been for this trading this type of market should have been more in a what on a 4 hour time frame. But that is not how we look for entries. We check on 15 minute and based on the 1 hour. So overall, the market structure was not aligning with our entries in any case. So that was on Thursday, but don't lose sight of this. We were still, if you zoom it out like that, this year between this, there is still a consolidation, a strong consolidation market, right? And then I'm gonna make it faster. Then it looked like it's going to drop, coming breaking out of the zone. That was on Monday the 16th. Okay, so this is this past Monday. Let's see. Let's see. I need to go back to my notes. Oh gosh. Buy gold. What was Monday's? 501 sell. Did we end? We entered the sell at 501. Yeah, this is the one where there was confusion on Monday. Let me just get this right. Guys, engage with me. Tell me what what was your experience this week? Is there anything that I didn't now mention that you want me to talk about? Um, I'm moving over to Monday, which was the 16th. I have the notes here in front of me. So the trade I sent out on Monday was the entry should have been at 5017. The TP1 was 50105. Stop loss was 5022. So if I go back, you see this was still a very messy market on Monday. Because so I think this was my break-in structure candle, right? Are you all agreeing that is the break-in structure? Why that candle is breaking this low here, um, this low here, and even looking to our left, what do we see there? So we see strong indications that price wants to drop more. Now we need to go set the target for ourselves, and we can see previous lows was right around here or there. So coming back, now we see this messy price action, but I think it was at around 7. I'm not sure. It's normally around 7. Um, I said 5017. Oh yes, 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 yes. So 5017. Let's just check. 5017 was around here. But then what happened? Price started to move, and some of us entered. Right? I said, wait for price to come to 517. However, when this candle started to move, to break out already, we entered. Now, the safe stop loss here should have been, let me say 5017. So this candle was already printed, right? And then as soon as it broke here, That's when I entered. So I basically entered lower 5012. And I know some of us also entered there. So, and then I said, move the TP to 500 because remember I gave the TP 505 based on the entry for as if we had to enter at 5017. So that would have been from there to 505 would have been 124 pips. But now because I entered here, I said move your TP1 to 5,000, right? So obviously now you need to check your stop loss. So the first stop loss was at 5022 based on 5017. Why? Because the idea is yes, price broke out, this candle broke out, but if it retests, give us an entry, it might pull back a little bit and then drop. So we give this trade a breathing space. So that's why we put our stop loss just a little bit above this candle that broke out, right? But now, how if you missed it, you missed it. Wait for it to come back to 15, 5 or 17. You just have to be patient. And then what happened? Price came back, and what happened? Price basically go and tap into that bigger supply zone. So this is a very great example. Okay, this is a stunning example. This is such a good example. So of trade management, and which I want to bring across to you. Guys, I know all of us have different account balances in our trading account. I don't know what you got, how much you're trading with. If you have a small account and you open 0.01 and the trade moves 100 pips, if you have made 100 pips and you did not take some profits, it's actually reckless because for you to be up 100 pips, it might not be a lot of money for you, but you must understand how gold moves in order to make money from gold. So now your job is to protect your capital. So if it moved 100 pips and now you take that till you close the trade, and when it pulls back, yes, you close, and then you wait. We wait. What do we see here? Yes, price pulled back all the way back, but what are we seeing here? It's rejecting still in the zone, and I would say the zone is still valid. And what is it creating? It's creating a evening star pattern with this bullish candle and the doji and the bearish candle. So as soon as that price break that candle's body, that's an opportunity to enter again. Bring your stop loss closer to that. Look at all the money you could have still made on that same trade. So yes, sometimes what happens, and that is just an hourly candle. That's the reason why you will have to watch the 1 hour candle as well. Can't just depend on the 15 minute and think that this is the overall structure. So 1 hour looks strongly bearish, and that is why I knew when I left the run on Monday. So this was a great trade. Move your stop loss to break even, like I said, as soon as you are up in profits. So here we get in. All right, we get in. Our TP, say for instance, here. Now this is happening. It's dropping. Okay. Now sometimes, guys, yes, it is too. How can I say? It's too quick. So you don't even get the time to change your stop loss. It's fine. What we're gonna do is take that small loss. Your stop loss is above here. You will also see if I give you a stop loss of 5030, I will and I see this pullback coming, I will say bring your stop loss closer. Because I'm trying to cut the loss very early. So the loss can be small. Because if a setup is still valid, and I will only enter when the setup looks valid. So if you're not sure, just pop me a message that time when we do you think the stop loss is, do you think this the trade is still valid? because that also determines your confidence in in holding the trade open. Another thing I want to talk about in this week, this might happen again with us guys, where we are in the trade and we are up in profits and it's pulling back maybe to the very entry, or it's just moving to this high, yeah. Because technic, technical, technical, technically, this high is still part of structure, right? So if the market did not close above that high, it means that price is still in a downtrend and it's still going to drop. And how do I know that? Yes, there's a bullish candle, but that candle did not close really above the previous high, and that makes the structure still valid that it wants to drop more. So if you start seeing, okay, that price is actually it's giving us a rejection at the zone, only if it's giving us a rejection. If it's giving you two bullish strong candle in the zone, it's you will see I won't re-enter. I said, it's very invalid. We set it out. It's not worth taking the setup because it looks like price wants to reverse. But in this case, when you took a loss maybe on the first entry and we could get in on a re-entry, guys, hold it to TP1 at least. Hold it to TP1 so that you can make up for the loss. And that's how I'm staying profitable. So the last 10 minutes of this live, I'm gonna show my just for transparency, because of there's so much going on in this industry where people are saying they're trading but they're not trading. I am not scared. I'm one of those people who are not scared to show my broker statements, because I am teaching first of all. Because there's people who's teaching, who's making money from teaching and not from trading. And I can tell you, I make more money from trading than I do in the academy, because you can see the numbers. I don't really have a lot of people. Yes, people come and go, but that's not my main focus, and my main source is the trade setup that I take every day. And you take the trades with me. When I take losses, you take losses. When we take wins, you take wins with me. So I'm just gonna say my account status with you guys for February, and I'm gonna try to do that for every month at the end of the month, to do it, to give you guys who trade with me, who's paying for the service, to give you a transparent look into the financials of what can you possibly make, and the losses that I take, um, and all of that. So just for context, I have started in January. I funded with first a 9,000, you will see, and then a thousand. So overall, I funded with a 10,000 rand. Rand, it's a rand account. Let me just bring it up. Is there any questions on the trade setups? Because I'm gonna move now over to the broker statements. No questions. I've never. Where's my um, history? Okay, there's no questions, guys. Like this live also. It's on my channel, so whenever you like it, you actually pushing my. Nobody else is gonna see the live. It's just the group members. But for the views, YouTube actually see I'm doing serious business. Um, I'm gonna bring it up now. Um, where is this thing? History trades. Yeah, it is. So history. Um, Oops, sorry, my laptop is also dying. Okay, let's bring this up. Um, if there's no questions, nothing on my side. Okay, so all right. Let's see. So okay, so like I said, on in January I funded with 10,000 rand account, right? So in total, 9,000 plus 2,000. You'll see when I show my deposits. Now I use a 0 point when I have a 10,000 rand in my account. I use a 0.02 lot size. You will see the trades now. And when as soon as this account grow to 20,000 rand, I will change my lot size to 0.03. But then I will use maybe 3 to 4 positions, depending on how confident I am about the stop loss. So you realize I don't use the same lot size, but what I try to do is keep the lot size 0.03 when it's above 20,000. Then when it gets to 30,000, that's when I change to 0.05. Now I'll stay with, like, sometimes I'll go to a 0.10 only when I'm up more than 40,000. Now in the month of February, I funded in January, middle of January or second week in January, we started trading with a 10,000. So this is my broker. You know, there at the top it says real, but that is now my current balance. I made withdrawals. Let's just go here first. My withdrawals. Oops, no. I think so. Now I want to my transaction history. My withdrawals for um so this is for context because you're now gonna see why is you only have 12,000 rand in your account. Because guys, the 13 I withdrew 6,000 rand. The 9th of February I withdrew 12,000 rand, as you can see. On the 3rd of February I withdrew 7,000. um yeah, so this was all in February. I also had made a withdrawal again this month, in this month actually. So that it was for February. So you can already see from my 10,000 that I deposited in January, and now my account is on 10,000 balance and 12,000 equity. So when you look at my, let's go to the trades, um to the trades history. You'll see the P&L from 1st of February to 6th of March. That is basically, I also took losses, so don't think it just wins. You can see 0.03, 0.03 lots. That's a lot size there. Um, this is different days, obviously, in the month. There's a losing days as well. Um, so let's go. You see how small my losses are. 200, 250, 200, 200, 300, 400. But look at my wins: 700, 600, 500, 600. So that's how 800, 800. This is in rands on the 10,000 rand account. So for a month, we made 42, say 40, 40, 41,000 or 40,000 on a 10,000 rand account by being very conservative. Also, I made like, the reason why I see my balance is 12,000, because you can see I made withdrawals on the 10,000. Now, yeah, every traders has a different goal with their accounts. You guys also know I trade two accounts. This is a 10,000 rand account, and it's I'm just showing you what is possible, but also this was traded very conservatively, but sometimes aggressive also actually. Um, the lot size that I'm using, and also to showing you at every trade that I send out, I actually take the trades. I actually place that trade with my own money, and I risk my own money also on the market. So if you can make from a 10,000, almost like you grew the account to 50,000, and you take out that 40K in a month, like, I mean, that is close to a doctor's salary in a month, guys. So we shouldn't lose the value of money also, because this could be life changing. Imagine I trade this for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. We're only in February and March now, so I'm keen to see what will be my balance at the end of March. This is just for transparency, for you, to show you what I'm making, and this account is just a 10,000 rand account. If you have a 5,000 rand account, you can expect to make around 20,000 in a month with the strategy and with gold, because we trade 4 days a week. We might get one loss in that week. We won't win all four. There will be a loss in between. But your job is to make sure that on these other 3 days, you might leave two runners on these 2 days. Now you make double for these. So you make 2,000. Say you make 2,000, 2,000. You're not gonna make the same every day. And with me, I don't trade for the money. It sounds weird, but I trade the setup. I allow the trade to play out, and then at the end of the day, I say, okay, I made so much. I don't. Some days, yes, I do get really emotional, also, like any other person. And then I would like, okay, I don't like the fact that I only made a 3,000. I aim at least for a 5,000 in a day. To be transparent with you, I aim at least for 5,000. Sometimes I am okay with making a 10,000 week is a good week for me. So that is currently where I'm sitting on with this. If I have a 10,000 week on the goal for, I am happy. Whatever I make extra, that's really extra. So this is possible if you only have 1,000 rand that you're trading with, and you make a 200 rand from the 1,000 rand. Do you realize you just make 20% on that 1,000 rand? 20%. So yeah, this is my app with my actual real account. You can see there. What does it say? Merrily verification, and it says real there at the top. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, I can help you with working. I say, for instance, you say I only have 5,000 that I'm trading with. I wanna at least make 500 a day. Then we can chat about what lot size you should use, and look at this. Like, if you leave runners like this, you can make easily 1,000 on one trade with a 0.03. And if you open like three positions, it's 3,000 rand already. So maybe you say, okay, but I just want to make a 500. Then you use 0.01. Three open positions is 200, 200, 200 is already 600 per trade. And then your losses you keep at maybe 300. So remember, losses always be smaller than the wins. You can't be making losing more than what you make. Yes, some of us are overtrading. I know some of us are being undisciplined. Those days are coming. But guys, you have to. You can either trade to make withdrawals, or you can trade to grow and build your account. So if your focus is to build your account, you will have to use a different strategy. You cannot withdraw. For me, like I just said, I just bought a car today, so I had a lot of other expenses, so I just withdrew that money. I was going to grow the account maybe to 100,000 and then take some money out, but that's fine. I'm gonna build up this 12,000 now that I have in my account. So there's if you are at the stage where you're saying you wanna withdraw every 2 weeks, then at least have decent capital also in your account, because you can't get 1,000 rand and then you want to withdraw 1,000 rand every week. That is not realistic. For me, if you're telling me, look, I have a 1,000 rand that I can put in my trading account, and I want at least at the end of the month would go home with the 5K, then we can talk about for because it's for a month, it's not weekly. You can then look at the strategy, but then you will need to be very disciplined. Only take trades when, like, take one trade or two trade a day. Use a stop loss, cut your losses early, and focus on protecting your capital and not losing your overall capital. So yeah, guys, I hope you have found some value tonight on in this live. I do apologize for I didn't start that late though. I started actually on time. So for a 5K, it depends. So Greg is asking for a 5K account, how many 0.2 lot sizes can I open? Now, if you are trading with XM and you're using a leverage of 1 is to 100, with a 5K, you can at least open two 0.02s. I wouldn't open three positions because it's already, let's look at it here. So he's saying he has a, let's use you as an example. Let's use your scenario. We have a 5,000 rand in your account. That's your account balance, right? So you asking me how many of you want to use a 0.02 lot, right? So one pip in gold is equal to 1 rand 60, if I'm not mistaken now. What is the currency today? 17 rand. Oh wow. Oh wow. I didn't know. 17 rand and 6 cents. Did you guys see? That the rand is today 17 rand and 6 cents. So that means 1 rand 70 is one pip on gold. So if you make 100 pips on gold, that would mean if you use the 0.01, that would have been, that means 0.0 pips multiply by, that's how you work out how much money you're gonna make. 1.7 times 100 pips, that's 170 rand, right? Now, if you used a 0.02 instead of a 0.01, that means now one pip will suddenly cost you 1.7 times 2, right? So 3.4. So if you use a 0.02 and you make 100 pips, now you make per trade 100 pips, you make 340, and that's how it will work. So if we open two trades already, how much? Two trades, you will already have 680 rand for on that trade. If we open three trades, you would make 680, 900, 1,020. No, 1,200, 1,020. 1,020. So that would be, so that will, okay. So Greg, then the solution is if you want to make 1,000 rand on your 5K, you'll need to open 0.2 positions and you need to at least make 100 pips. And on a 5K, yes, you can open you if you get it, obviously. Let me know. Try it to see if they allow you to open. I'm not sure if the broker will allow you to open the three positions, but try two positions and see. Oh yeah, nice question. And that is a good question. What the question is you will see that what do you mean by leaving the trade as a runner? This I actually had to explain because one of our other graceful members also asked me in the week, and I said I'm gonna make a video on that. Now, ladies and gents, I know some of you trade with 1,000 rand, so this is real. Leaving a runner unfortunately is not applicable to you at this stage. Because all my traders who's trading with 1,000 rand and less, I told them only use a zero point zero 0.01 and a one position because it's safe for us, guys, especially on gold. The reality is 1,000 rand is really little to trade gold because of how quick the pullbacks, your account can't handle it. Unfortunately, your account can't handle multiple pullbacks like that. So having a little bit of more capital will allow you then to open more than one position. So this is where it comes in, Annalene. So leaving a runner is applicable when you can open more than one position. So like I just advised Greg now, try open three 0.02s, which I think is still safe for a 5,000 rand, right? Make sure you don't lose more than 600 rand on that trade setup if you open 0.02, three positions. So now Greg decided, okay, he's gonna I give a TP1, which is 100 pips, TP2 is 200 pips. We are in a trade. The trade runs. He puts his stop loss, his take profit, his TP to 100 pips on the two positions. So now his one trade, he entered, all three trades was entered here, right here. The first trade is 100 pips away, which is here, so here. 100 pips away, price moved. Now we close the two. So he leaves one to run, allow the trade to move. As the market moves, you keep the trade open. That is what I mean with a runner. As the market moves further, we keep that trade running. We keep it open so we go further. So what happens then? You're making more money on that one trade. So on that one position, you can actually make double what you made on the other two if you hold it longer. Remember that you get scalp trades and then you get swing trades. Scalp trades is when you go in quick and you exit quick. You just go for 20 or 30 pips. You get those type of traders who actually just go for 20 and 30 pips. And there's signal providers who does that as well. They send trades out that is only 20 to 30 pips. So you tell me, how can a person be profitable with that risk reward ratio? Hence, I'm saying I go for 100 and more, or 80 and more, 90, 100. That is when there's decent. That's the type of trades we trading. So, what are your 0.01? If you are able to open two positions and a link with your 1,000 rand, I'm not saying you should, but if you have maybe 2,000, say when you grow your account to 2,000 and you have two positions open, you take profit at the one, close the one, and then you let the other one run to take. That's why I give a take profit too. The take profit too is sometimes for you to you can hold it to. It's a choice, it's not you are a must. Some days the market is really choppy, then I take all my profits at TP1. But the days when I make more money is actually when I leave it to run to TP2. And even sometimes I give a TP2 and then we see, guys, this looks good. It can, like Thursday, it looks like price is going to drop further. Then you hold it. You get better with this. It over time. You will get better with holding trades and understanding structure and so on. But I hope I answered your questions and also the other members who are struggling with what do I mean by leaving a runner. Okay, let me ask, can I tend to either one trade of 0.04 or no, no, no. Now you see there's where the danger comes in, guys. Your lot size is very important. It's the one that determines how much money you're gonna make and how much money you're gonna lose. And that's why I'm trying to be transparent with my lot sizes as well. You'll see when I even post on TikTok, I don't close my lot sizes. I sow because some people they would use a standard lot and they only go for 20 pips. What's like why would I put a standard lot in? You're risking you're risking basically 50% of your account balance to make a 10%. Is that good risk management? Because over a long period of time, and if you want to be consistent in this market, you are not going to make money in an overall. You're not going to be profitable. So Greg is asking, can I then do either one trade of 0.04 or 0.06? By all means, no. Don't do it. Don't do it, especially not with gold. I would rather open three 0.02s than go in with the 0.06. Ask the other members who's trading with bigger capital. We know what the 0.05 can do to your account, my brother. So what happens is there's days when now that you decided you're going to go in with the 0.06, that pullback stops you out. And now you lose on that stop loss already. Your account is like 5,000, right? So you're losing a 2,000. Now you're sitting with a 3,000. And that's what that higher lot size can do. Instead, that's why you said, you saw what I did. As my account balance grow, my lot size goes up. Because remember, in trading, you can lose and you can win. It's a probability game. We win and we lose. So you must make sure that the lot size you're using, when you win, you make more, and on the losing rate, your account is okay to lose it. So how do I calculate this? If I have a 5,000 rand now, if I have to start with a 5,000 rand now, I will work in terms of I'm okay with losing a 500 rand. That is all I'm gonna risk on one trade. So if I see my stop loss that I give you guys is like 30 pops, 40 pops, right? And that means then the 40 pops for now, let's work it out on this 1.7 is about 68. So you can let's say the stop loss is 50 pops. 1.7 um 85 times 2 is 170. So 170. So I can use, actually I can open three 0.02s because I'm willing to risk a 500. Because if you use 0.02 and your stop loss is 50 pops and it hits your stop loss, you are actually going to lose 510 rand. So that is still a safe risk for your account. But now you're going to use 0.06. It's the same, yes, it is the same amount. However, for your leverage, you must remember a higher lot size, not the leverage, the margin that the broker is giving you. As soon as you open a higher lot size, it's using a higher margin of your account balance as well. So your drawdowns is going to be bigger. But if you use a lower lot size, your drawdowns will be smaller, and once you start seeing prices pulling up against you, can start closing already. And you're cutting losses. It's easier to cut losses quicker. I hope you get this. I hope it makes sense to you. So that is regtig net. It's better, guys. It's just better to use. I mean, I have a 10,000 rand account and I use 0.03. 0.03. There's days when it's choppy, I use 0.02 and I still make money. Yes, it takes a mindset stuff where sometimes you make less. Like there's a day when I will make it 5,000 rand, and then there's a day when I make 2,700. But I'm okay with it because I'm not so concerned about what we make in a day. How much am I making in a week? How much am I making in a month? The end of the month, as long as I'm profitable and I see, oh my word, my account has grown 4 times from a 10,000 to a 50,000 over a month period. I mean, come on. So it is working. Use your lot size that is in alignment with your account balance. Guys, it's really late now, so I'm going to close off. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm excited. I am ready for next week, and I believe we're all gonna make good money. All the best. Have a great weekend for the guys. Any other questions? We will address that. I see a struggle to set stop loss into if I place two or more trades and I trade on my phone. Okay, that we will have to sort out. The six, what I want to know, the trade lot capital. Do we trade with the broker's money as well? Bonita, I don't understand that. This is exactly what I wanted to know. The trade lot, capital and runners. Do we trade with the broker's money as well? Mm, I don't think I understand it what you are asking me. What do you mean by the broker's money? You mean the equity? I wish I can bring up the MT5 here on here. Okay, guys, answer you, Belnita. Yes. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, I'll answer you. I'll send you a voice note. Yes, if you have a 1K and the broker gave you 1K, remember that is money you can trade with. You can risk it. The equity is what you can risk. So you have a 2,000 Rand. So that means you can risk. So you can risk a 200 or 300 from that money. Yes, it's fine. It's only when you start losing more than the thousand, even you can lose a whole thousand and still have a thousand in your equity, only the broker's money, and you can trade with it. If you even lose your whole thousand now, because currently your balance is maybe a thousand. I think your balance is now more, but your balance is a thousand, and then your equity is 2,000. So which means that 2,000 consists of your thousand and the broker credit that they give you. So the credit is not withdrawable. So you can't withdraw it, but you can trade with it. You can open trades with that. You see. Okay. So guys, have a blessed evening, blessed weekend. We will see each other. We will chat on Monday again. Thank you guys for those who tuned in tonight. Have a blessed evening. See you. Bye.